Hey everybody, Dan Zarni here with Liberty Lighting Group, also part of Acuity Brands. That's our big player here, Acuity Brands, Juneau, Lithonia. It's great to see everybody. I wish I could hear you all, but I cannot. I'm going to go over 4 products today that I feel are going to be a good product for your customers and something good for you guys to think about going forward. The first product I want to go over is the Juneau Flex Connect, which I'm sure you've seen this product before in its iteration of just being a standard tape light. But now, instead of it just being a regular static white tape light that you use for like cove and decorative lighting and everything like that, this is going to be a Flex Connect with micro optics. Now, the word micro optics means that if you see here, I don't know if you can really see, but I have three pieces right here. One piece is going to have a silicone optic that's going to be really good for cove lighting, so easy for cove. One's going to be good for wall grazing, so an actual true wall grazer. Instead of having to get those big wall grazing components, you can actually get it all done with a little tape light. And then the last one is going to be a wall wash, so you can actually do some wall washing with it. So again, cove, grazer, wall wash. The really cool thing about this Flex Connect Micro Optics is the fact that these units are all silicone. It's all one silicone piece. So they can actually be done for indoor use, and then with the right accessories, outdoor. So it is rated for outdoor use as well. So you can graze buildings outside, you can wall wash walls outside from the bottom to the top, and then you can also do kind of like a cove lighting in like a canopy situation. So you can have it outside. The really cool thing about these pieces is they come in 5-foot reels. Each unit is about 425 lumens per foot. Maximum footage is going to be 20 feet. So you can have 20 feet of a continuous run with the Micro Optics Flex Connect. And that allows you to do, large walls, corridors, all sorts of applications. And then you can actually, of course, you can go longer than 20 feet. You just have to have another driver. So basically, you can set these up next to each other, but you're going to have another power feed come in. The really neat thing about these is they also come with a bunch of accessories. There's a bunch of different pieces here that can help you install and help you really work for the job at hand. So the standard piece here is a little channel. So this little tiny channel, instead of it being flex, it makes it a little bit easier for the contractor to put the tape in. So you put it right in here, it rests right in, and then you can just mount this. This would be a surface mount kit, so you can mount it like this. You can mount it against the wall. Whatever you need to do with that light source, you can do with this little surface kit. Otherwise, you're just going to be putting this. You can just be putting this right into the application, and there's going to be mounting clips. Mounting clips are usually put every 3 inches, so it's going to be able to keep it nice and secure in the spot that you're putting it in. Another really cool piece is this little channel here is actually a corner mount, so it does 45 degrees. So this is really good for that cove lighting application. So you kind of set this into the soffit area there, where it's going to be hidden behind, and then you're going to have that spread up against the ceiling. So you have a nice cove application with this piece here. Just, again, makes it easier for the contractor. Then you start getting to the regress lens. So you have this little regress lens instead of the thin lens here, or the thin channel here. The regress channel allows you to put some, you can hide the light source. So it allows you to hide the light source so people don't have to, like, if they see it, they don't have to see the light source, but they'll see the light coming down against the wall without being, hit by any of the harsh light. And then you can also put in to a channel like this, you can get a louver. So we can actually put louvers in. Kind of gives it a little bit more of a decorative look, and it really, again, cuts that harshness. If you're doing direct line of sight view to the LEDs, they won't be able to really see it unless they get right underneath it. And typically, a person is not going to be standing right underneath any of these fixtures wherever they are, because they're doing either a wall grazing application, the cove lighting, or they're going to be a wall wash. But again, it's really nice to have this option. Another option here is the fact that, see, here's the channel again, but now you can actually get it with a tilt. So it comes with these little tilt brackets. So you can actually get this with the tilt bracket. You can get the larger pieces with a tilt bracket. That allows you to install and then aim and adjust if you need to kind of spread it out a little bit more. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room to be able to spread the light out further into the ceiling if you're doing a cove, or if you need to do a wall graze, but you want to just kind of have a little bit of adjustability, you can do that with this. Finally, with the pieces here, you have the recessed. So you can actually recess this into like a ceiling, so you can have a recess into the ceiling, so you have this going against the wall for a grazer, for the wall wash, or if you have recess for a cove, if you needed to do it that way underneath. And again, we also have the deep recess as well, so you can put the louver in. So a lot of options with this unit here. This unit only does static white. So it's only static white, so you're going to be doing the 27, pretty sure it's going to be 27, 3, 35, 40K color temperatures, and you can get 80 CRI as standard on all of that. If you need a higher CRI, you can only do it with the 27 and the 30. Again, it says it in the spec sheets that Taylor has put up right here on the board. You can actually scroll through these on your screen. You can just kind of scroll through them yourself if you want to. That's the ordering options there. We have a couple different driver options for these units. It goes up to 96 watt. Again, that covers the 20 feet. So 96 watt, it's 4.8 watts a foot. So 96 watt, the biggest driver. We can do an outdoor driver, indoor driver, and we also have a 25 watt plug-in driver. So if the contractor wants to do something just simple and it only works for 25 watts, so you just plug that in, get that into the tape, and then you're off and running that way. So a little bit easier in the wiring. Another cool thing about these items here is they are field cuttable. So they're field cuttable every 6 inches. You just buy one of these tools. So you just get one of these tools. You don't need more than one. And then the contractor can just have this on hand. This will cut this tape light every 6 inches. There's in the VA. The connector, the power feed, is actually every 6 inches. So it cuts right through. And the connector's in a split. So you can either have one continuous piece go into the next continuous piece, or if you need to cut it from 20 foot to like 18 foot, you can cut it that way. Or if you just want to do jumper cables, so you want to separate pieces and have them go around corners, then you just cut right here, then you put your jumper cable, and then you connect it onto the other side. It's actually very easy to use. If anybody has used the Juno tape system before, it works just like that. It just allows also for wet location, and the patented micro optics is what they're calling it. So that is the tape light that uses the wall grazer, wall wash, and cove. So from there, we're going to move on to this other unit. I'm sure some of you have seen this unit already. This is the IC1JB. So this is a fire-rated junction box housing. It is IC rated and non-IC rated. So this gets installed into the ceiling. It has to be a fire-rated ceiling, and it will hold the fire rating of the ceiling up to 2 hours. So it cannot go over a 2-hour rated fire ceiling. So what the contractor needs to do is when they install this, it does come with a template. They have to make sure they cut that template. It's more precise since it's a junction box, because there are other companies out there that do a fire-rated housing. So the actual housing is fire-rated. This housing is not fire-rated. It is able to hold the fire rating of the ceiling. So the ceiling dictates how many hours of fire rating it has, and then this will hold it. But saying that allows the contractor doesn't have as much wiggle room as they would with the fire-rated housing. Fire-rated housing is usually bigger. So they just have to cut pretty precisely to what the template states. But once that's done, this unit is a very cost-effective way of having a fire-rated ceiling and keeping the fire rating without spending too much money. The cool thing about this unit here is that besides it comes with, this is how it comes. It comes just like this. It comes with a quick connect inside of it, and it also does come with, which I didn't have with me, but it does have the retrofit mounting bracket that allows you to put in one of the four or so modules that it's rated to hold. It can only hold the Juno units. The first unit that it can hold is actually the 4RLD, which I'm sure some of you have seen. It is in the Cooper CDC. So the 4RLD is a regular 4-inch downlight. If we go to the next page, we can actually see, I can show you what that looks like. Let's see here. We'll keep going to the other ones. Let's see. This has a lot of pages. Basically, each page of the spec sheet here is actually showing you which trim you can order with it. But I did put in the cut sheet for the 4RLD. One more page. Oh, how about next cut sheet? There we go. So the 4RLD will fit right into this housing here. There it is. So regular 4-inch downlight. It comes in 600 lumens and 900 lumens. So at the 50-watt replacement and the 75-watt replacement, that unit will go right into this. So you can order either the 4RLD, you can order the 4RLA, which is going to be an adjustable version of that unit. It's an adjustable version of the 4RLD. or you can do the Juno Slim Forms. There's a Slim Form. It's a surface mount fixture. There's a round and square version of it. Those will work as well into this unit. And the last one is the Juno Snap fixture. So it's a semi-surface mount looking fixture, kind of like a downlight. That will snap right into the unit as well. When ordering this unit here, it does come ready to be installed with the 4RLD, 4RLA, or the Juno Snap. In order to get the Juno Slim Form installed in this fixture, you're going to have to buy one more component, which the spec sheet does list. But I think for the most part, the 4RLD will be the high mover for this fire-rated housing. Again, when your contractors come in, I know this is going to be kind of a niche market item here, because I know that this is going to be for multifamily housing, apartment buildings, anything that requires a fire rating is going to be where this is going to be coming in. So I know that for the most part, commercial-wise, you're not going to be seeing this, but for those residential branches, this is a really nice item. And then you can just, if you want to reach out to me to talk about it more and talk about pricing more, please feel free to do that. We can really strategically make this a good player. I also have a bunch of samples. If anybody needs samples of this to show at their branch, please let me know. Moving on from that, I would like to go over the OFM LED. The OFM LED is this contractor select item right here. It is a LED canopy light. So instead of having that really bulky look, they really slimmed it down, but it will cover the footprint of standard HID canopy lights that you have out there in the market today that are all installed currently. This unit is a 50K color temperature unit. Only comes with one SKU. This is the SKU it is. It's going to be 4,200 lumens. It's going to replace up to about a 150 watt metal halide, but it is DLC listed. Now, this fixture is DLC listed as a fuel pump canopy, so any kind of canopy light you replace, you can get rebates for it with the state of New Jersey. But another really cool little piece of this is you can use this in garages, parking garages and stuff like that, where it's not listed for DLC for parking garages, so you're not going to get the rebate, but again, it is a cost-effective way of replacing existing parking garage luminaires. Typically, the payback for this unit is going to be under 2 years without rebates, so already pretty good incentive. If you can get the rebate on it for the canopy stuff outside, it's probably closer to about a year, maybe under a year payback. So this unit here is a very nice unit. It does have a counterpart within the Contractor Select family. It's called a CNY. So the CNY is going to have a frosted lens, and it's going to be 4 lumen packages that replace it to a 400 watt metal halide. So this is for the 150 watt metal halide. This is typically what you're going to see when it comes to canopy lights and garage lights. But for the rare applications where you are going to see the larger lumen packages, we do have the CNY. That's going to offer 4 different lumen packages. Goes up to about 11,000 lumens, and it starts out about 4,800 lumens. So that unit will be a good counterpart to this. For the most part, this is the unit that will be going over the counter. So feel free to bring this one in. I really think we can get some good traction with this. Again, if you need samples of this, I can get them for you, put them at the branch, we can install them, or we can just have them cord and plug so you can show the customer what it looks like lit up. I'm not lighting anything up today because I found out when we light stuff up, can't see it on the TV. So what's the point of that? We won't do that. Here's the package that comes in. The packaging might be a little bit different now. They're going to rebrand the packaging for more Contractor Select, so there'll be more. You're going to have the big Contractor Select symbol, this big blue symbol that says CS. When you see that, then it's Contractor Select within the Acuity Brands product. There it is right there. All right. Let's see. So we went over these 3 products. I think this one's really neat. This one I think is a really good niche market product. The last product I have, I think everyone knows what it is. It's right here. This is the square version of it, but it is the wafer. I think everyone knows the wafers. Very popular fixture right now. Currently, you guys are stocking the static white units. This unit here is actually going to be a color selectable unit. As you see the cut sheet there, there's a little toggle switch. The way this works is the contractor will install the fixture. They set whatever setting they want on the toggle switch here. So this unit here is 27K, 3K, and 35K. There's another SKU. So they have 2 SKUs. So you have, again, 27, 3, and 35. The other SKU is going to be 3K, 4K, and 5K. So you have the 2 SKUs. I think for the most part, I feel like the popular SKU is going to be this one here, the 27, 3, and 35, because a lot of the times the wafers are a residential product. So they're going into high-rises, housing, anything like that. Some light commercial, but for the most part residential. These are 120 volt only, just like the regular wafers are. The really neat thing is being able to select the different color temps on it. I think that's kind of going to be a new standard in the industry moving forward. These units do come with the lumen packages to replace roughly a 75 watt unit when it comes to the 4-inch, maybe a 50 watt, 75 watt unit between there, the existing incandescent. The next unit up of the 4-inch will be the 6-inch. The 6-inch is more in line with replacing they have two different lumen packages. They have the LL, which is the low lumen, and then they have the regular. So the square actually shows you that it's actually going to be it's just regular, no LL for the square units. But for the round, you're going to have low lumen units, which is going to be your 50 to 75 watt, and then you're going to have your regular units, which is about over roughly 1,100 to 1,000 lumens. So you're going to be replacing a like 90 watt incandescent or 100 watt incandescent with those units. I feel like the 6-inch is probably one of the bigger movers, even though I'm starting to see 4-inch really pick up. As you see with the fire rated housing, it only does 4-inch downlights in it. So 4-inch is kind of becoming a high-rise standard, but I still think 6-inch is probably going to be ahead of it for now. These units do come in some different finishes, but I think as you've seen, if you've sold the original wafers, matte white is going to be the mover probably 85% of the time. Occasionally you will get a couple contractors come in, they want matte black, they want the oil rub bronze, they want a brushed nickel, but for the most part it's going to be the white, and the white is going to be what's going to be most readily available from Acuity. They will have some stock on the matte black, some stock on the nickels. The oil rub bronze, I noticed, are kind of becoming a little bit more, they're starting to pick up just a little bit, so they're starting to bring in a little bit more stock for those. But for the most part, it's going to be the matte white. So the 6-inch wafer, again, it comes in the round, it comes in the square. So again, we have a square cut sheet as well. They are IC and non-IC rated, just like the regular ones. They are also wet location standard, so there's no need to have to pick a non-wet location unit over a wet location unit. So they can be used underneath canopy situations. They can be used in showers. They can be used anywhere where the wet location label is needed. And then the final unit that we have with the wafer is going to be the 8-inch unit. This is somewhat of a newer unit for us, the 8-inch. I think it came out within the past like 2 months, the static white version of it. So the 8-inch now only comes in the matte black, the satin nickel, and then the matte white. But the 8-inch unit is a nice unit because that's going to kind of get you into some commercial applications where you're doing an 8-inch hole, or if you have an application where they just want more light but they want to use less fixtures. The 8-inch unit is doing about 1,800 lumens total, down to 1,600 for the 27K, because as you get from the warmer whites to the cooler whites, you're going to be going up in lumen packages, even though they're running off the same wattage. So the 8-inch is a nice unit to have. I don't think it's going to be something that you're going to be seeing moving over the counter too much. It's going to be really the 6 and the 4, but we do have it. Another really cool thing about this product is back in the static white versions, we did have a M-volt version come out. So you can get M-volt if you wanted to. The multi-volt is the 120 through 277, which actually is going to be dimmed via 0 to 10 volt dimming instead of the line voltage dimming that these 120 volt only fixtures are doing right now. So they work with your standard incandescent dimmers, your Levitans, your Lutrons. But then we do have the multi-volt unit, which we can actually do in commercial applications. So if you're doing any kind of office building that wants a cost-effective downlight solution for areas of their office building, I would use the M-volt. But it is going to be a little bit more of a premium to the M-volt because the driver does cost more money to have running 2 voltages instead of the 1 lower voltage. At the bottom of the spec sheet here, you can see that we still do have the universal new construction pan. I have heard some pushback with the universal new construction pan. I've heard that some contractors are like, it's too bulky. We'd rather have the individual pans like you used to have. We do still have those individual pans, but this pan here we actually stamp and produce in PA so we can get it quick. So that's why we came out with this pan, and it's just one stocking SKU instead of having, I think it's like, what is it, 5 now? So we have the universal pan instead. And then, let's see, I think that's pretty much covers the wafers. Another thing I've noticed with the wafer-like product is the fact that I know our product is CSA graded instead of UL. Some inspectors are really saying you have to have the UL listing, but I have created a argument against that. So I have my own created white paper, if you will, that will state why CSA is recognized as a UL alternate. So if you have anybody giving you any kind of resistance for that, please let me know. I can come down and talk to them. I can show them the paperwork, because if you do notice, a lot of our fixtures, these fixtures are ENERGY STAR rated. And in order to get an ENERGY STAR rated, you have to be recognized, either UL, CSA, I think the other one is ESL, if I'm not mistaken, or ESA. Can't remember which one that is, but for the most part, it's going to be CSA, and UL is going to be the really big names you're going to be hearing. So please, if you ever encounter that, just let me know. I can talk to them about it. Besides that, I think I went through my product. If anybody has any questions, I think you can submit some questions. Otherwise, please always just, any of this product, anything, just reach out to me. I'm sure most of you have my email. If you don't have it, just let Taylor know, let myself know, or call LLG. You can find me that way as well, Liberty Lighting Group. Other than that, I think I covered all the product that I have. I can go over real quick. If anybody needs any brochures, this is the Contractor Select brochure. So just let me know. I can get these. This has all the Acuity Brands Contractor Select product. That's the product that they're basically calling their main movers. So there was originally 195 products within the book. Now there's going to be about 275 items within the Contractor Select family. Those two Acuity are their #1 moving products across the U.S. for over-the-counter business. So just let me know if you need any of these booklets, and if you have any questions on anything here. And I think that's it. If there's no questions, thank you very much for taking the time to listen and stare at my large head. So I appreciate it, and have a great day, everybody.